What's up guys, welcome back to video number 8. In this one, we're talking about building trust through backlinks. So how you can build additional trust to your website by using backlinks. And if you remember back to the very first video, I introduced you to what I call the ART theory. Authority, which you get from the PBNs and having lots of content on the website. Relevance, which you get from having relevant links and again the content on page SEO, and trust, which is what we're going to cover in this video, how you can build up the trust of your website, because if it doesn't have trust behind it, you're going to get stuck in what we call Google sandbox, and basically you will not be able to rank on the first page. No matter how much power, how many links you fire at it, it will just not budge, and that is the sandbox. If you ever got stuck on a second page for months at a time, no matter how many more links you add to it, you're stuck in the sandbox, and this is how to avoid that happening. So what we covered in the previous video is PBNs, and PBNs are basically the power, aka authority, behind your site. But naturally, that also comes with trust. With the power also comes trust, because these websites themselves have a decent element of trust behind them. But before we go around and start powering up the site, we need a foundation layer of trust. So we need to set up the foundation correctly first, because we just immediately go in there and start firing PBN links at it, it's just going to get sandboxed. So here is how to build up that foundation layer of trust. So what we're covering in this video is how to build up that foundation layer of trust. So how do we build up the trust of our website initially? Well, it's really simple. Answer this question for me. What is the first thing that every brand new website does? If you just launched a brand new website, what would you do first? Would you have articles linking to you straight away? Probably not. Would you do a press release? Possibly, but there's something else I think you would do before that, and that is social profiles. You would go out there and register your business on all the different social profiles that you could get and basically claim your brand name. Have you ever seen a website, guys, that isn't registered on at least one of the social media websites? It's just not normal. I'm not saying it hasn't happened in some cases, but it's not a normal occurrence. It's very normal to go out there and immediately register your brand name on as many social platforms as you can get, which is probably the first thing you're going to do, like as soon as you set up your website. Not only is this a trust signal, not doing it is a do not trust signal. Since every legitimate website does it, it just looks extremely weird if you don't. So the absolute very first thing you need to do is go out there and register an account on all of the different social media websites. Now don't overthink this at all, just add your business name, address, and so on, and register these in your brand name. Don't try and come up with some fancy SEO strategies you're going to have like the keyword in the URL and all that sort of stuff. Just register them in your brand name. Then add a link from each of them to your money site. It's really that simple. You don't need to overthink this. What we're doing is we're creating some presence of our brand, our website, on these platforms, and including a link back to them, so we actually have a link from them. And obviously you want to register more than just like Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter, and Instagram. I'm just showing these here as an example, and because frankly I couldn't bother going out there and adding like 20 different links of all the different potential social media sites. But we're going to take this a little further with a tool named IFTTT, which stands for if this, then that. It basically allows us to connect different services together. I know I'm being vague here. Let me give you an example. So here's one of the quote-unquote recipes that you can set up with IFTTT. You can have it so whenever a new blog post is added to your WordPress site, then it automatically shares that on Facebook. It's extremely easy to set up. You just connect your accounts, click add, and it's done. It's really simple. So whenever your blog is updated after that, it will automatically post that onto your Facebook page, which will look something like this, which again is another link to new content on your website. Not only does this keep your social profiles fresh because they're regularly updated now, it also gives you new social signals for every new article that you publish forever on your website from now on. Now, of course, it can connect to a whole array of different social media sites, not just Facebook, the whole lot of them. And don't worry about it if you don't have a blog on your site. For example, if it's a small business site and you don't have a blog, you can actually set it up with different triggers. For example, you could set it up with Twitter. So you could schedule some tweets in advance, then whenever they go out, it automatically distributes them to all of your other social profiles, and they can include links with them to not only your website, but different pages on your website, your other profiles, a YouTube video, or anything like that, and have it automatically distribute. We're going to cover more about that in more detail in Scientific Rankings because it is a very advanced strategy, a little bit too much to go into in this video. Okay, so your website is registered on all of the social media platforms, or at least a bunch of them. Maybe you've even done a press release or something too if you're interested in that. What's the final thing you need to do before starting to send some PBN links to your website? What is the one thing you want to do before you start firing some PBN links at your website? Well, that is social signals. A social signal is basically where someone shares your website on social media by clicking the like button, tweeting about it, sharing it on Pinterest, and basically any of the other social profiles there, just sharing it on those sites. Now, let me ask you a question. What do you think someone is more likely to do? Do you think they're more likely to press the like button with a single click of a button? So they click the button and voila, they've liked the page. Or do you think they're more likely to go over to their website, to log in, to go to the new post menu, to write out a new post, to add all the images to it, and all the media and everything like that, and to include a link to your website? Which do you think is more likely to happen? They're going to click one button, or going to go spend a couple hours or so writing out an article to include a link to your website? They're obviously gonna click the like button, right? It's significantly easier. So here's what you need to understand. Social signals essentially prove that your website has traffic which justifies the backlinks. Do you understand that? If you have legitimate backlinks to your website, it means that someone visited your website, they liked what they saw, they went over to their website, and they created an article and created a link to your website. That means that to have backlinks, you must have traffic. And if you have traffic, you must have more social signals. Because if someone's gonna visit your website and go over to their website and create a link to you manually, they're probably more likely to click like first. They're probably more likely to tweet about it first. And probably more likely to share it first. So if you have less social signals than you do backlinks, it's a very, very clear signal that you fake the backlinks, that they're not naturally occurring. So what you do is you just go out there and get some social signals before you build your backlinks and continue to drip them to the website, say 100 or so every month, as an example for a lowish competition, medium competition keyword. Thankfully, even if you don't have enough traffic to naturally get a lot of social shares, you can just order them from services like my friends at PBN Butler, where you can get 200 social signals for $14. So you can just order one of them every 2 to 3 months, and you have 200 social signals on demand whenever you need them that dripped out over a number of days. So you don't need to naturally have all this traffic going to your website sharing them. You can just go out there and buy them, and these are completely legit social signals that are actually created by real people, not by bots or anything like that. At an absolute minimum, guys, if you're unsure how many to have, I recommend building at least 5 times the number of backlinks you build. So if you're building 20 backlinks, then I recommend having at least 100 social signals. But the easiest way to do it, if you're using, say, PBN Butler, the smallest package is 200 social signals, so just order that every 2 to 3 months, and that'll do you fine. So adding all this together, adding together the social profiles with IFTTT, then the social signals, and then the quality links from your PBN, because that also adds additional trust there along with the power. And what you've done there for yourself is you've established a natural level of trust, which is going to make it significantly faster to rank. If you believe that it takes 12 months to rank a site, you're either targeting very, very competitive keywords, or you're just not building up enough trust. And I'm willing to bet that for a lot of people, it's because they're not building up enough trust. So make sure you do these 2 things when starting out. Get the social profile set up, hook it up with IFTTT or Zapier or something similar, which is the same thing. Set up the social signals, like get them dripped out, and then you can start firing PBN links on demand, basically, as long as you have them set up first, because if you don't, you're gonna get stuck in that sandbox, and your PBN links are just gonna seem worthless when you just fire link after link after link, and the site doesn't budge. Get these done first, you build up some trust, and then you can fire the PBN links at it and get ranked significantly faster. I hope this video helped, and I'll see you in the next one. Hey, I hope you enjoyed the video. Look, it's Darryl Russell here again, and before you head off, I got a quick question for you. Would you like to upgrade and get instant lifetime access to all 10 of these videos right now? If that sounds interesting to you, I want to enroll you in my SEO Foundations course. All you need to do to get the details about it is scroll down, click the orange button, and you get full details about it, which includes the SEO mini course, all 10 videos of that, the agency mini course, which is the best way to basically start funding your business, turn it into a real business where you get paid for it, and a few bonus videos. All you need to do, scroll down, click the orange button to get the full details of what you're going to get today. And honestly, this is perfect for anyone that's beginner to intermediate level that wants to basically step up their SEO and learn how to rank consistently and predictably in 2017. And now they can go out there and charge businesses money for that, so you can basically learn and use that funds as a budget to grow and start their business. So click the orange button below this video, and I'll see you inside SEO Foundations. I look forward to it.